It started when I moved into my new apartment. The place was cheap, and for a good reason. Most of my neighbors avoided eye contact, rarely spoke, and left their doors locked at all times. I didn't think much of it. Then, one night, I saw him. I was coming home late from work, walking down the dimly lit street when I noticed a man standing under a flickering street lamp. He was tall, unnaturally thin, wearing a tattered suit, and his head was tilted slightly to one side. His face was the worst part. His lips were stretched into a wide, unnatural grin. He didn't move, just stood there staring at me. His grin never faded. I hurried inside, locked the door, and told myself it was nothing. But the next night, he was closer, standing at the edge of the parking lot. Same grin, same lifeless eyes. By the third night, he was right outside my window. I shut my blinds and refused to look. I don't know what made me feel so troubled. That night, when I was in bed, I realized it took me minutes to put things together. Was I being terrified or panic-stricken? His face was the worst part. His lips were stretched into a wide grin. His face was the worst part. His lips were stretched into a wide grin. His hat was off. His clothes were missing. His hair was a little long. His earlobes fell out. His face felt warm and roasty. That was my mistake. Because when I finally worked up the courage to peek outside, he was inside my room, grinning. I never screamed. I never ran, because I realized something horrifying. He wasn't just grinning at me, he was grinning through me. And behind me, something else was grinning back.